So I'm making this video to not only share my experience, but to spread awareness on people who are potentially looking or trying to buy used cars on Facebook Marketplace and the potential dangers of doing something like that so that you don't end up in the situation that I am in right now. My eyes are so red because I have literally been crying. I have come to terms with the situation, but I'm going to share my experience so that this can potentially educate you or somebody you know on how to maneuver about buying cars on Facebook Marketplace. So I am so tight that I got scammed out of $4,600 because I am somebody who does the research, does the tedious looking, make sure I have everything that's necessary. I really try to make sure that when I'm doing something, especially when it requires spending this much money, that I am doing the right thing and making the right decision. So I was literally shopping around for used cars on Facebook Marketplace because I financed a car in the past and it was literally just too much. And I came across a listing for a 2018 Nissan Sentra. Now, if you know anything about cars, you know that Nissans typically have like transmission or like engine issues. But if it's well maintained, like you pretty much can buy a used Nissan that's working pretty well. I have been looking at cars for literally 4 weeks because I have been vetting out different pages and different cars and like communicating with people and like basically trying to find a good deal, a good car and things like that. So I found a listing for a 2018 Nissan Sentra and I reached out to them. It was a couple, it was a woman's page, and it pretty much looked fine. Like they had pictures of the car. It didn't look like AI or like some crazy fake picture because a lot of people try to scam like that. Like it looked pretty much like it checked out. The Facebook page was like legit, like it wasn't AI, no, none of that. And I'm going to like put the name of the Facebook page. So if you are trying to buy a car and you see this name, do not buy it from this name. So I make an appointment to go and see the car. And when I get there, I was communicating with a woman who said that it was her and her husband. But when I got there, it was two men. First red flag. So I got there, they're showing me the car or whatever, like it checks out, like the car literally looks fine. And the type of person I am, I'm like, you know what, I don't care if the car looks fine, I don't even care if it drives fine, because I also test drove the car, which is why I'm also very upset, because I test drove the car and it didn't have any problems. And literally I had somebody with me, they were in the car. Like if the car had the problem that it acquired 2 days later to me purchasing on the same day, like I wouldn't have bought it and it wouldn't have been like hideable, if that makes sense. But anyways, I test drive the car, smooth, perfect, everything. I took it to one mechanic. I paid. They examined the car. They told me that there's little minor problems with the car, but I didn't really mind that because I'm buying a used car. It's not going to be perfect. I even also take it to AutoZone to plug it into the OBD scanner to see if it has any like transmission, engine, battery stuff. Also had it checked by a mechanic to make that clear. Everything checked out pretty much perfectly fine. So when I got the car, I drove it home that same day. Everything was perfectly fine. I'm telling y'all, the car was accelerating fine. It wasn't really making any noise. It was perfect. Like, it was driving, like, literally. 2 days later, I'm driving the car, and I realized it starts, like, jerking when I'm trying to accelerate, and it's making a whistle sound, like the car is not trying to accelerate. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. That's not supposed to do that. So initially I'm thinking it's the brakes. But when I went and bought the brakes and took it to the mechanic and the mechanic like drove the car, they were listening to that sound and they were like, that's not the brakes. That's the transmission. So we fixed the brakes and everything. And even after fixing the brakes, I bought brand new brakes and everything, put the brakes on the car, drove the car. It was still having that problem because lo and behold, it's the transmission. Mind you, there is no check engine light. There is no warning light. No nothing on the car. So they ended up telling me that it's possible that they put some type of like truck oil or something that'll make the transmission in the car run perfectly and smoothly the same day. And then eventually it'll break down, of course, because the car doesn't actually run that way. So when that happened, I reached back out to the number, and when I got to the voicemail, this is a Google Voice subscriber. So this is a fake number. I go back to the Facebook, no answer. I'm literally texting the page, literally nothing. I go back, all the information on the page is gone. All the photos and everything on the page is gone. It literally looks like a blank Facebook page. So quite literally, I got scammed of $4,600. When I was messaging them, they gave me a home address, but I don't even know if that's a legit address because they could have quite literally just given me anything just for the sake of like telling me or like selling the story. So if I try to even take them to small claims court, I don't even know how to do that because how can I confirm that this is their address or anything because they quite literally just played me. This whole situation has had me very upset because obviously I spent my money, but not even that. It's just the fact that I paid for the repairs and brakes for this car just for it to be messed up. And I also paid for registration and insurance on a car that I can't even drive. I am literally in the city. I have to go upstate where I go to school, and I cannot drive that car upstate because it is fucked up. Like, this whole situation has me messed up. But if y'all have any ideas, any recommendations, or anything on what I can do, please comment and let me know. Do I feel dumb? Yes, I do. Did I do my due diligence to make sure that this didn't happen? Yes, but people out there are getting better at their scams. So if you are buying a car on Facebook Marketplace, make sure you do your research and make sure I don't know, just try not to get scammed because they're getting good nowadays.